sexy type of thing that is what is sort of presented in all the trailers, which is cool because I mean, there are like exciting moments in the film because it's about two people that are in love with each other and sort of can't be. I mean, there's just it's like a Romeo and Juliet type story in that these people, it's like the most strained love story, but at the same time like the most ultimate like great one. And yeah.
How aware of the story were you before you actually signed up to the film? Because obviously it was a huge book, wasn't it?
I wasn't. I don't know how I missed it. I usually go into like used bookstores, so I hadn't heard of it.
And you play Bella, the protagonist of the story. Tell us about her.
She's a really good character to be. I understand why like the fan base can. I understand why the fan base is so obsessive because when you read the book, you are Bella. You really project yourself onto her, and she's quite a strong character. She really trusts herself and is very self-assured. And considering she's dating a vampire who could kill her like at any moment, says something about her.
Everyone who has read the book obviously had their own opinion of what Bella should be like. How did you go about preparing for the role, and were you conscious of the expectations of the Twilight fans?
I knew that we had like a very devoted fan base. I just didn't know how big it was, and I was excited about that because I cared about the book just as much as they did, I thought. And I just sort of lived with the book. There's nothing, you know. You have like a Bible, you have something that is, at any moment, you're like, what should I really be going through? You just pick up the book and look. And that's about it. I mean, it was very conventional. I didn't do anything. Getting the vampire facts straight was actually sort of a part of the preparation. It was like, there's all these myths and, you know, rules that they have. Like, they don't breathe, yet he can smell me and, like, can't take the scent. So it's sort of, they all contradict one another. And so to keep their relationship like incredibly not normal, just like a guy and a girl, like to keep their relationship like very responsive, they don't react to each other in the way normal people do. And me and Rob had to be on the same page on that, and so getting that straight, and then just reading the book over and over.
You weren't as whiny though as the character in the book, were you? Was that a conscious decision?
Well, all of that is in her head, you know. Like she does. I mean, most of it isn't expressed. So I don't. Yeah. I mean, It wasn't a conscious thing, but I do. At times Bella in the book is a little. She's very analytical. She's constantly like running things through her head, and I don't know if that didn't come across.
How hard a movie was this to film? Because I understand you spent most of the time in an actual forest battling the elements, didn't you?
Yeah. The weather changes in Portland every 5 minutes, so we had to be prepared for basically our entire schedule in one day. Like, they could throw any scene at us at any moment because it was the only thing that we had to shoot. So that was tricky.
So you didn't have the option of green screen at all through the film?
No, we had like one day of green screen.
Right.
And it was towards the end, and it felt really goofy and terrible, and I don't think any of it was used anyway.
How did you shoot the tree scenes then? How did you do all the jumping and stuff? Was that on wires?
Yeah. We did one jump out of the window, not the wide shot, unfortunately. But we like flew right into the camera, from like, you know, however far. That's pretty far from the house to the tree.
Yeah. What was your favourite scene?
I like the scene where they're all these sort of iconic scenes from the book have titles now. This one's been deemed the meadow scene, and it's the first time that they're honest with each other. She fully calls him out and says, I know what you are, and then that needs to be dealt with, and they deal with it quite well. It's like the start of their relationship, and it's really long, and we did most of. I mean, we tried to do most of it without cutting, and it's pretty heavy. I think that one probably.
And recently announced that the second story, New Moon, has got the green lights. What do you know about that, and are you going to be involved?
Yeah, I will be involved in New Moon, sort of. And I think we're supposed to go somewhere towards the beginning of next year, but we're not sure yet. I haven't even seen a script.
Okay, well, when it happens, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even really a vampire movie at all. It's just kind of, I don't even know how to describe it at all. I mean, I guess in some ways it's a love story. I mean, I don't know. I guess it is kind of love. It's sort of operatic love story.
Forbidden love, about, I guess, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's about forbidden love. It's about kind of interracial, well, not racial, interspecies love, I guess. That doesn't sound really. It's about interspecies love. That's
Really,
what
I think you just
about.
created a whole new genre there, filmmaking. Tell us about the character you play. You are a vampire, a twinkly vampire, sparkly vampire. Edward, tell us a bit about him.
I'm this twinkly vampire. No, Edward is 108 years old, and he's trapped in a 17-year-old's body, and he's a kind of, I guess in a lot of ways, it's sort of depressive. I mean, he can't understand why, he can't find meaning to his life, to his existence at all, and then he finds Bella, who's the one person who's not afraid of being around him, because obviously when you tell someone you're a vampire, generally it like turns them off a little bit. But Bella's all into it, so it kind of makes him feel alive again, and all his emotions, which he's kind of fossilized, start to re-emerge. I guess that's kind of what his story is.
I understand that you were quite surprised to be cast in this role. Is that true?
Yeah.
How did that come about then?
Just through a normal process. I mean, a kind of normal audition process. I kind of.
But you didn't think you'd ever get the part, though, did you?
Yeah,
Even
no,
when you
I
were doing
mean-
the audition.
when you read the book, just almost on every page it's just saying like his sculpted, pecs, blah blah blah. Like, it's kind of this obsessive detail about the beauty of Edward, and I was like, I kind of, I look like, I've had, facial reconstructive surgery. Kind of thing.
You're thinking, how could I live up to this?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's like I normally do parts. When you've been like, it's like if I see a character breakdown saying like, yeah, the guy. It's like Charles is a man who has been hit in the face with a frying pan. It's like,
That'll be me, though.
Dishevelled.
How much pressure did you feel under to please the Twilight fans then once you got the role, and did it affect the way in which you approached it?
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything about the pressure. I mean, I didn't even know the books, to be honest. When I did it, I had no idea it had this obsessive fan base. And I think since we did the movie, the fan base got bigger, because I think it was, even though they'd sold probably like 15 million books when we were doing it, it literally, as we were doing it, it just exploded, and everyone in America anyway, like everybody knows what Twilight is. Like, oh, my daughter's reading this. Like, everyone knows something about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have to say that I've been told to say this by the girls in the Film 24 office. You're their poster pin-up at the moment. How are you dealing with that kind of stuff?
It's just like, it's just weird. I mean, it's good for work things. I mean, it's really strange. I'm so detached from it. Like when you're in a cinema or whatever, and people start screaming and stuff. You're just like.
But that's quite refreshing, I think, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of
From our
weird.
point of view, I think it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, you obviously got your feet on the ground.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. But I mean, how can you? I don't understand how your feet can't be on the ground. It's like someone screams, "Hey guys, hey, yeah, it's me." It's like stupid.